There we go. I believe we are live. I'll check on it too. Don't worry. I am so sorry. I'm late.
No.
And then I didn't even, I had it in my email and I'm like, oh, why haven't you gotten it yet? Because I didn't hit send.
Yeah, I was sitting here and I was like, she said she was going to send it like 10 minutes ago. So I was like, is technology hating me again?
Don't you worry. It was all me. And then I have literally so many Chrome tabs open right now. I keep losing us.
Oh, no.
But Renata's here and they're going to join us today.
Great.
So how are you? I think this is literally the first time we've ever actually like
seen each other. Yeah, we kept making Skype dates, but this life kept getting in the way.
You know what? We're in the middle of a pandemic. We're both working still.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
You work at a post office or something, right?
No, I work at a hardware store.
Oh, someone else down in the States works at a post office. Oh, no, it's my other beta reader. Jules works at a post office and is so busy right now.
Yeah, I'm sure it is. I'm sure it is.
And I'm sure as a hardware store, you are also
very busy.
So busy.
We were very busy when the pandemic first started, but now it's dying down again. So it's been fine.
That sounds great.
Yeah.
Yeah. My Starbucks is literally has never been busier.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure it's been so busy.
So busy.
Yeah. Everybody needs their coffee just to, deal with everything.
Exactly. And I mean, it's everyone's like a little bit of normal.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But yeah. We had a time yesterday where we were just 1 hour of just like, how are we so busy right now?
Yeah. I could not even imagine working at a Starbucks, especially in that morning hours. I don't know how you would even, I don't know, remain chill during those hours where you're just making everybody's drinks and everybody's very angry because it's the morning and they haven't had their coffee. So
yeah.
I don't. I applaud you for working at Starbucks at this time.
It's honestly, it's a lot of fun. The time goes by so fast.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah. And it's good times.
Yeah.
But I mean, the line up to the road is a little stressful. But we just opened up the inside so people can actually sit inside now.
Yeah.
So there's I think 6 tables around the very the edge, and then we have a big table in the center with 4 chairs at it.
Yeah.
So yeah, honestly, it hasn't been too bad.
No. Just
yeah.
That's good.
So did you want to kind of introduce yourself a little bit?
Sure. I'm DL. I am a author and I have a book out right now called The King Trials. It's a fantasy romance. If you guys want to check it out, you can go to my website, dlsimsbooks.com. I don't know what else to really say. So yeah, I don't know what else to say. I'm awkward.
It's all good. I mean, honestly, what author isn't
awkward?
That's what I would like to know. Yeah.
We're just a bunch of introverts that decided to, have an outlet through writing and meeting each other. Just
honestly, the most social interaction we get is our characters. Yeah.
That's true. That's so very true. That's so true.
I think your internet was a little wonky there for a minute, but you're back. Don't worry.
Was it? Oops.
Yeah. And honestly, it could also be me. I don't really know.
Yeah. Right, yeah. Technology, it's great.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, go ahead.
Oh no, I was just gonna say it also like it takes a little while for like the comments to roll in from like YouTube to StreamYard.
Yeah.
Yes, so I see that Renata has responded and says, "Sounds awesome, but I can't bring it up yet because it hasn't shown up." Yeah, and then you just started a YouTube channel, eh?
I did. So start a YouTube channel. It's probably going to be a mess, but if you want to check it out, it's Ace Reader. Talk about books, talk about writing, spooky things, and just rambling about life in general.
That sounds like so much fun.
I was just really like just very bored, and then you were like, you should do a live with me, and I was like, do I want to start a YouTube channel now? So I was
I mean, like, we're just gonna get the ball rolling real fast. There's that's a comment. Sounds awesome. Yes, you should definitely go buy it. And you should also subscribe to DL because obviously I have your the link in the description to go check out your channel. Yeah, I got to beta read the book, and it was so much fun. And I'm so behind on my beta reading. I have your project, and then I have 3 other projects. So I have like 4 projects in total that I'm kind of like very slowly beta reading, and I'm so behind.
Oh, I hear you. I started beta reading for another person, and then I'm re-going through yours, and it's so much. And I'm like, I feel so bad because I'm taking so long, but I'm like, guys,
yeah,
I don't know. Like, I'm busy, and I just had to watch Schitt's Creek for the 8th time, so I'm sorry.
Oh my gosh, Schitt's Creek is literally one of the greatest shows ever.
It really is. It is. Like, it's so like just wholesome, and it just makes me feel really just like happy. So I had to watch it again.
Yeah, my one of my friends and I, we do a sushi days, as we'll do sushi, Schitt's Creek, and writing. We never usually really get to the writing portion of it.
Yeah, that sounds about right. So really, sushi and Schitt's Creek.
It pretty much. Well, I mean, like we just finished. I think they have 6. It was 6 seasons, right?
Yeah.
So we just finished the 5th season. So like the last like 3 or 4 episodes, like you have to watch them like in a row. So now we are caught up on the 6th season. I haven't watched it yet because I've been waiting for her to catch up with me. So I obviously know how it's going to end, but because
so you do know how it's going to end.
I do know how it's going to end, and
okay.
I've spoiled it for myself. Don't you worry.
I was like, well, you're in for some stuff.
Oh yes, my friend, she cried 3 times in like the last or the second last episode. One of those about tissues out for her.
Yeah, the last episode, like the finale, I was like bawling, and
yeah, yes. Yes, I saw your like the title of it, and I'm just like immediately Shrek, obviously.
Yeah, that's exactly like what it is. It's just like I'm very much Shrek-like. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna make this joke that I'm a swamp creature. That's how I'm gonna refer to myself. And it just I just took it and ran. And I was just like, right, this is me.
Yeah. No, it's great. I love that so much. honestly, like, why be normal, right?
Yeah, exactly. Like, why be normal when it's so much more fun to be weird?
Yes. That's what I love working at my Starbucks, because we're all so unbelievably weird.
I love it when I find like fellow weird people. I'm like, yes, you and me, we are one and the same. Welcome.
Yes, we're allowed to sit together at lunch.
Yeah, you can sit with us.
Yes, yes, that's literally my whole store is just. And what's great about me too is I just seem to bring out like the weird in people.
I think that's such a cool quality to have.
I know. It's just like, I think it's because people also too, they see how comfortable I am kind of like just being myself and being like kind of weird.
Yeah.
And then they feel comfortable enough to be their weird self. And then somehow we both just kind of like get really weird. Like it's just it's a lot of fun. And yeah, I mean I've got a long time without like being 100% myself. So
Yeah.
I mean,
So like you like find like who you are supposed to be. You're just like, all right, this is me.
This is me. This is what you get now.
Yeah, I don't care about anything else. Who cares about normal? Just I'm gonna be awesome. And I think that's really awesome.
Yes. Oh, Renata, finding socially awkward people makes my day. Yes.
Yeah. So
yes. Oh, you just did it yesterday when one of our partners came into our cafe yesterday, and they were on a date, but none of us knew if they were actually on a date. So I literally went into the back room and I texted them. It was like, date, and then with like the eye emojis that are just looking.
The like
yes. And then like an hour later they were still there, and I'm just like, to another partner that I was working with, I'm like, okay, we need to like, do we know her name? Like and we're just like, no. It's like, okay, let's just go. We need to know. So let's just go over there the most awkward way possible and just kind of like introduce ourselves, and also we need her name. So we went over there and we did like you can't really see it with this, but we did like, we're doing this and we just kind of walked over. We literally, so we were behind the counter and then we started doing that over, and then she didn't stop and I didn't stop. So I'm like, well, I guess we're doing this still. So yeah, it was pretty great. So yes, don't worry, Renata. You will always find comfort in our channels. Will always be socially awkward and weird.
Weird, socially awkward, big bundle of mess. That
yes,
and
excessive hand gestures.
Yes, very much so.
All those hand gestures. Oh, yeah, it's all good time. It's a good time. So I am going to slowly get up the Google timer. But if you want to explain, what project are you working on?
So I am currently working on A War of Blood and Fire, which is the sequel to The King Trials. Jordan started reading it, and I'm about a little over halfway through. But that's what I'm working on today.
That's exciting.
Yeah.
I'm so excited to like actually like get back into the beta reading process of it. But yeah, it's gonna be good times.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be good times. It's gonna be. I'm pretty sure I'm writing a death scene, so
it's gonna be great. I mean, do we need tissues? Do you need tissues?
Probably. I think you're definitely gonna need tissues for this one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You know what?
It's a big one.
I am terrified, but I'm excited because if your book actually, if the scene does make me cry, that'll be such an accomplishment. I don't feelings very well. So when a book actually does make me like cry, or even tearing up is a win, because it just, it just doesn't happen for me.
See, I'm the opposite. It's so funny when it comes to like TV shows, books, stuff like that. Like the slightest sad thing, I'm like, like anything else, I'm like, okay, cool.
Yeah. Yep.
I don't know. So if I do get to the death scene during this live and I just start crying, just ignore me. It's fine.
Yeah, there is you are able to put yourself on mute in the if you look like down on the screen, it has like a little like button and you can mute yourself. So if you're gonna ugly sob, you don't have to ugly sob to everyone.
Okay, I probably will just like, it'll be super quiet and then I'll
Yep. It's all good. It's all good. No judgment here. This is the judgment-free zone. Okay. Do this and this and this. So perfect. So what kind of numbers do you like sprinting to? Like, see, for me, a 25-minute sprint is my absolute max, because anything over that, I just cannot concentrate whatsoever.
yeah, I would say 25 is good. It's just going to be a lot of me just.
Yes. How about we'll start off with a shorter one then, so we can kind of like slowly get into the zone, because I also still need to read what I've written before to kind of like, oh yeah, that's what I'm supposed to be doing right now.
Yeah, I write at the top of my page what I'm doing for this chapter. So
cool. That is a good idea. Yeah, for me, I finished my plot dump.
Yeah.
So now it's just a matter of organizing my plot dump into the 3-act structure. So I can kind of like get like a general like chapter thing, and then I will be getting into the actual like writing process of it.
Yeah.
But I normally start off mine with a 1551, because I like the forwards and backwards, which is that a palindrome, I want to say. I don't. Sure, yes. If Michelle was here, they would tell me. They told me last time, I've already forgotten. And Renata actively avoids so much TV shows, because I'm sure they'll you know what you need to do though is you do need to watch Schitt's Creek, because the ugly cry.
Yes,
it's worth it.
It's worth every single drop.
Yeah. Yes, especially because you're going to be doing the ugly cry, but then you're going to be ugly crying from laughing so hard sometimes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then you're also going to be dying from like the internal like secondhand embarrassment.
Yes. Yeah.
All of that.
Definitely worth watching.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. So I am going to get this started, and then we can all get some words or / reading done. All right. So good luck, everyone. right. That is time. If you hear a jingle in the background, it's because
I'm in the middle of a sentence.
It's gonna be great. You can finish a sentence if you want to. There's no rules saying you can't. But yes, if you hear a jingle, it's because my renter's cat has decided
That's fine.
that he wants to come and chill with me and distract me.
He wants to.
Yeah. He loves my bed so much. He's so weird. How did you do?
Yeah, I feel like I handwrite, so I got about a page and a little over a half.
Nice. I got a whole 119 words.
Yeah.
And I'm in chapter 5, which is the 4th beat in the first act.
What are you working on?
I'm working on a new project. It's called Project Daisy, because the main character's name is Daisy, and
oh yeah,
so original. Yeah, I think I sent you the original outline, I think.
Yes, yeah. And I was very intrigued, and I was like, okay, this needs to be a thing.
Yeah, so I did write a first draft during Camp NaNoWriMo. Yeah, in April. Okay, dude, I wrote this first draft in 33 days.
Wow, that's way better than I will ever do writing, ever.
I will never be able to replicate that again.
I think there's some books out that are just like, this needs to be told now. And then some books that are just like, it's fine.
It's fine. We're just going to take our time with that. We're going to set it on a low simmer.
Yeah. And that's how Wobath has been. I've been just slowly writing it. I pushed my deadline back twice for the first draft, just because things got so crazy for a little bit. So I had to push my deadline back a couple times, but I'm trying to have it done by August.
Nice.
Yeah.
It's a good little goal.
Yeah.
Yeah. With this one, so the first draft, it's done.
That's good.
I know. So I'm re-outlining it for the second draft.
Yeah.
And then I'm changing not a lot of it, but some very key points have to be changed because I didn't like the way. I hated the ending. The last chapter was just I just need this to end sort of thing.
Yeah.
So it was just kind of I know there's some plot holes and things like that. So I am in the midst of replotting for draft 2.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just taking a little bit more time than it did for the first draft.
Yeah. I think that's fair though, because especially if you're a planner, which it seems like you are, you just you need to do all your outlining and stuff. Me, I'm a pantser. I'm just go in. I'm all right, what are we doing?
Yeah. So funny thing is, this is for the Project Daisy is the first time I've ever actually outlined.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So with Suzaku, or Project Crow, which is what I was calling his story for the longest time. For Project Crow, that one I pantsed it for the most part.
Yeah.
And then I kind of did a reverse outline. I did a reverse outline, and then I did like 2 columns with the reverse outline and then kind of like the things I need to change.
Yeah.
And then for this one, so this one, all the stars have just kind of aligned for it.
Yeah.
I should probably do actual YouTube videos and just being like, this is how my brain works.
I was telling you earlier, you should. You should.
I'm gonna think about it. The honestly, the biggest factor of it before was I hate the sound of my recorded voice.
I mean, same, yeah.
I don't think no one likes the sound of their recorded voice, I think.
No, nobody likes it, but you know, I still think that you should. Listen, guys, comment below if you think Jordan should start making YouTube videos.
Yeah, and then because I can see there's 2 people watching, although possibly one of those is Renata and the other one is possibly me because I have that open. But yeah, I'm gonna think about it really hard. But basically,
I'm gonna peer pressure you and just be like, listen, I'm gonna randomly message you from time to time and be like, have you done a vlog yet? Have you done a video yet?
Yeah, because we're in different time zones, it's just gonna be like at these weird times of the day.
Yeah.
And then one of these days, I'm just gonna be like, I did the thing. But yeah,
finally.
So like honestly, the title for Project Daisy, like if I did do one, it'd just be like literally the stars aligned. Because
there you go.
So what happened with Project Daisy was I've had her her character in my head for since October.
Yeah.
So she's a very new character. Mm-hmm. So learning a lot about her. And I was supposed to go to Japan for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
At the end of February. And then COVID-19 hits. And it starts to hit a lot harder in Asia at first. Mm-hmm. And then so my friend who I was supposed to go with was kind of like, should we? And then we both kind of mutually decided, okay, let's just cut our losses. There's a lot of stuff we can get refunds on. Let's just do that. So then for 2 weeks, it was just kind of like, because I was going to cash in vacation hours originally.
Yeah.
But then I'm like, okay, no, I'm going to save my vacation hours and I'm just going to pick up shifts at both my jobs for the next 2 weeks. But because I had so much time off as well, I suddenly got this spark of inspiration for Daisy. And I was like, because my biggest thing was, what plot? I need plot for her.
And I think it's so, like, the plot that you have for it is so awesome. It's very original. And I was just like, I was reading the outline, I was like, this is good. This is so good.
Yeah. You know what? I will send you I'm going to send you the plot dump because I'm obviously not finished with the story, like the 3-act structure yet.
Yeah.
I'm going to send you the plot dump and see if you like this re-outline.
Yeah.
I would like some more input on it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But for this one, so for those 2 weeks, and then I got that spark of inspiration, and then I had so much time that I outlined this twice in 2 weeks. So I did 1 week of outline round 1, and then 1 week of outline round 2, and then I was like, I have a book plotted. And then it was just kind of like okay, you know what? I'm going to do this for camp in April. Because I normally, for those ones, I do like obviously smaller goals that I'm like, I might be able to hit this. Yeah. So then I started, and then I just kept going.
Yeah, I understand. There's like just certain books that are like that beg to be written. Like right now I have a romance book I'm also working on, and that one is just like, it's just writing itself basically. And that's why it's kind of been taking so long to write Wobath, is I'm just like, I want to write this instead. Like I want to think about my like romancy people, and like I don't want to kill off some of the characters in Wobath, so I'm just kind of been like putting it off. And yeah, but I need to write it so I can get it out in the world.
Yeah. Oh, I know what you mean though. Like you like I mean I don't, but I know a lot of people have like those uh just like fun projects that they can
Yeah.
fall back on. Or
Yeah.
like, you know, if you're uh like I just remember the one of the key things my therapist would tell me was like because my mood is also very dependent on the weather.
Yeah. Yeah.
So she's like for like really like rainy days or like really like dark like actually like weather-wise dark days um to just kind of like pick up a book that you just kind of like to reread so you're not
Yeah.
reading anything new.
Mhm.
So for me, it's Red, White, and Royal Blue.
Yes, I love that book so much. I keep trying to
That
get
book,
my
yeah.
friend to read it, but she like still hasn't. And I'm just like, you need to read this book so
Need
we
to
can.
read the book.
Yeah.
Yeah, that book has is the most recent book that has made me tear up and like shed a single tear.
Just one.
Just one. But yeah, no, I haven't read a book since that has given me that sort of reaction.
Yeah, I've been finding that lately too. Just like I haven't really read a book lately that I've just
Mhm.
been like just so I don't know, like
Like,
ingrained in.
yeah, no, I know exactly what you mean.
Like I'm just I don't know. I've been and I think that's why I've been reading very slow recently too, is just everything that I pick up, I'm just like, I don't feel very immersed in this right now.
Yeah,
So
yeah. How about you, Renata? Have you been in a slight reading slump as well?
I wonder if the just but I'm also like a mood reader, so I've been reading a lot of romance recently.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I think that also might be contributing to why I want to write my romance projects so much. It's just because I'm like in a romance mood.
Oh,
So, yeah,
yes. I
I'm in
can
a
definitely see
romance
that.
mood. I just want like all the fluffy, soft bits, and I don't want to have to kill off characters right at
Oh
this
my gosh.
moment.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why sometimes like I will just get in like a like fan fiction mood and I'm just like give me all of the fluff and I'm like going back in like my favorites and stuff like that. I'm just rereading those ones because I'm just like I just need it.
Yeah. I whenever I'm in like a depressive episode, I
Mhm.
read a lot of I reread a lot of
Yeah.
books I like truly love. And a lot of those books are well, a few of those books are fan or romance. And then it ends up bringing me out of my depression. But now all I want to do is just like read or write fluffy stuff. So that's
You know,
basically what happened.
you know what? The world needs more fluff.
I
You
know.
know?
I love these characters so much that I'm just like, I just love you.
I just want you to be happy.
Yeah, exactly. Like I'm just like, I just want to get to the end of the story so they can just be happy together.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just like because I like some people when they say they don't like red, white, and royal blues because they're like, oh, I don't like the ending, and I'm just like, you don't like happiness?
Like they're happy.
Yes, they're happy. Therefore, the ending is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Like I loved the way it ended. It was just perfect.
Like spoiler alert, but I just love that they like end up going to the like his childhood home and they're like it was just so like I was like
Yes. Yeah, no, it's just so well written. And like for me, I normally hate really like chunky descriptive words. Or like not words, but like chunky like description.
Yeah.
And then yeah, no, with this one, oh, bye Tucker. Yeah, so for me it's like my eyes will like just kind of like skip over it.
Yeah.
instead of actually reading it and comprehending it.
Yeah, so I'm kind of the same way. When I see like a big word I don't know, I'm like, okay, next.
Yeah.
Later.
Yeah. Yeah. But then you'll get like 3 pages later, and I'm just like, oh, I was supposed to read that huge chunk of description because that was actually
like I'm the same way. Like I love dialogue. Like
yes.
I love dialogue so much. So like when I see like a big just like description, I'm just like, okay, skim, didn't miss anything important. Okay, dialogue, let's read all this.
Yep. No, it's that's like one of my favorite things.
Mm-hmm.
It's so great.
Yeah, I love dialogue very, very much.
Yeah. And then I'll get in like so the feedback I get from like my projects and stuff is just like there's a lot of like dialogue and like internal monologue, and I'm just like, it's because I like it.
Yeah, like I love internal monologue and dialogue so much. Like I love internal monologue because it's just like I'm feeling all these feelings, and dialogue is just like, now I'm telling you all these feelings, and it's just like I'm just like, yes.
Like, and then you find like the difference between the like you have like the internal feelings, and then you have like the feelings that you get from the dialogue, but then like obviously like depending on who they're talking to, like they're not going to match.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's just really, I like seeing how different authors do that too. It's just so nice.
Yeah, it's very nice. I just get all like,
Yes. Oh, it's some of my favorite things, like honestly.
Yeah. Same.
Well, yeah, we've been talking for like 50 minutes now, and we've done a single sprint. Did you want to do another writing sprint?
Yeah, we can. It's your show, Jordan. You lead the way.
I am just trying to be a good host after starting.
I'm here for ramblings and possible writing.
Honestly, yes, this is just turning into sushi, Schitt's Creek, and maybe writing all over again.
Like, I think all of the best, days are like that. Maybe we write, but mostly we're just gonna talk and.
Yes. Yeah, I think for my project, I'm quite behind. Like for a little while there, it was actually like still attainable. Because at first I was supposed to only write like 650 words a day or something.
Mm-hmm.
And then there was a couple days, I kind of got a little bit sick at the very beginning of the month. Not COVID, don't worry. It's my body has been, as I've been getting older, it has been like, oh, we're going to start hating this thing that you actually love.
Yeah, so, I understand that.
Yeah, growing into food allergies.
Yeah. Really oh no.
Yeah. So it is apparently now hates like processed meats, but it's okay with like lunch meats, but now it's possibly not okay with lunch meats.
Yeah, no, I get that. I have like a weird thing with like red meat. So I really that, yeah.
Oh, I'm really, really not hoping that my body doesn't start hating red meat. I love hamburgers so much. No, so far it's been okay. Like it's kind of like we're not super happy with this, but you can continue. Like it's not debilitating. But the Starbucks came out with like the Beyond Meat breakfast sandwich.
I keep hearing about this, and I go to my Starbucks, and I'm like, I don't see this on the menu. But I need to try it.
I don't know if it's just in Canada or if it is down in the States too. But you know what?
I have to go to Canada to try it.
Once all this is over, you should come visit.
Yeah, you can show me around.
Yes, honestly, my city kind of boring, but we can go down to Toronto. It'll be good times.
Yeah. And you can come to the States, and we'll just have a good time.
I'm so excited. I actually was thinking, I'm just like, I'm gonna go down and visit DL and we're just gonna go hiking all the time.
Yeah, like we have some beautiful hiking around here. So like if you ever do come down here, I'll take
I
you hiking.
definitely want to. Um, but yeah, my that like the Beyond Meat sandwich was my body was like, "Hey, no, we're okay with this." And then at the beginning of the months, we're just like, "No, we hate this now." So that got me off my word count, and now I need 991 words per day in order to actually reach my goal. And my goal was only 20,000 words, but
Life happens.
life
So
happens. And you know what? One of the biggest things that I've learned as an adult is you just gotta sometimes you just fail and you gotta be cool with that.
you're like, I forgot to do that. So
Yeah.
just whatever.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Honestly, everything is just gonna work out. It's not the make or break. It's fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah. I'm just not gonna stress out about it.
Yeah, like why stress?
Oh my gosh. Yes. That is my philosophy. Just
As you're tearing your hair out, waiting to make deadlines.
yes.
Why stress?
Yeah. What's stress? What is stress really? uh, how do you feel about like a 20-minute one now?
That works for me. I'll
All
finish
right.
my sentence.
Yes, finish your sentence. Hopefully you're not like me where you are just like if you don't finish that sentence, you're gonna forget what was going to happen next.
No, it'll be fine.
Everything's gonna be fine.
It's gonna be
It's gonna be so fine. Yeah, I'm gonna do us as a 2002 because 2020 not a great time.
not a great year.
No, ruined my plans.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's hopefully like 2021. Just like I just need a vaccine.
Yeah.
That's all I need.
Yeah.
But
2021 should just be like a reset.
yes, just like a do over.
Yeah, just erase 2020 and it'll just be 2019, 2021.
Yes.
2020, nothing happened.
Nothing
It
happened.
didn't exist.
Yes. All right. So we got 2002 on here, and good luck.
All right.
Did you finish your sentence?
No, now I'm in the middle of a new sentence.
That's just going to be a running theme.
Probably. I'm like, okay, no, I have to finish the word. Hold on.
Yeah, you go right ahead. I have to pull up my calculator for math. No. So I'm at 470 for the whole thing, which means ooh, that's 351 for that sprint. That's pretty good.
That's good.
I will accept. How'd you do?
I think I wrote, let me see. I wrote a lot. I wrote like 4 notebook pages. 2 notebook pages.
Awesome.
We'll say 3 notebook pages.
I'll take it. I'll take it.
Yeah.
Nice.
I'm like getting up to the point where I have to like kill somebody off, and I'm just like, no.
I just want to keep them forever.
I think you're gonna probably be mad with. I know. I want to.
I was so mad at your last one.
Yeah, you're gonna be mad again.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks for preparing me.
Yeah.
Well, okay, I was mad, and then
little disclaimer.
I was mad about 2 of the deaths, and then in the second book, you've brought one of them back. So I
did. Well, you read the updated version. So when you were like, I thought he died. I was like, oh, Jordan.
I was like, but
I mean, he was mostly dead, but I couldn't bring myself to kill him.
I know. I get that. Yeah. And I'm very happy you decided not to entirely kill him.
Yeah, now he's just super angsty in this book, and I'm like, God, why did I write you this way?
Right? You're just like, you know what? You should have just stayed dead.
Yeah, I'm like, I should have just killed you.
Yeah, like just got it over and done with. We wouldn't have to deal with this.
Yeah, exactly. Let him stay dead, and I wouldn't have to deal with his angstiness right now.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I remembered there was something because you know how we were talking before about like the like not all, like feel good books almost, and then so we're talking about Red, White, and Royal Blue, etc. And then my brain just goes, and I suddenly wound up over on another thing, but so as you were saying how we're both kind of in reading slumps. I mean, aside from you reading romance, that's fine. But there's a book that I'm really excited that's coming out. The Cinderella is Dead. Have you heard anything about that one?
I haven't heard anything about it, but I keep seeing it on everybody's Instagram, and I'm just like, I need this book in my life. And I'm adding it to my August to buy list because I've already maxed out my budget for July. So it's on my August list to get. But I have a plan for August to just buy indie books, and that might be the only book that I buy that's not indie.
Nice.
Yeah.
I started following a new channel called Fictional Fates.
Yes,
think,
I started following him too, and I'm like, I love him so much.
oh my gosh, yes. His aesthetic, just like
Yeah.
everything. And yeah, he mentioned that book and how it was I think he described it as like it's Cinderella, but like it's a century or like 2 centuries after, and basically women get chosen at these masquerade balls. And
Yeah, I was reading the plot for it, and I was like, chosen? What? No.
I know, right? And,
but then I kept reading, and I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah. You lost me at here, but then you got me back here.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, and then just the like the description, I'm just like, I need that.
Yeah,
so cool.
I saw the cover of it and I was like, this is beautiful.
Yes.
And then I read the description, I was like, now I need this.
Yeah, because I'd also seen it on like the because those lists that were going around where it was like Black authors, like their debuts and everything like that. That one kept popping up on the list too. And so when he mentioned it and I saw the cover, I'm like, oh, I know that one.
Yeah.
And so I'm very excited about it.
Yeah, I'm very excited about it too. It's on my list and I want it now, but I'm not going to buy it now because I'm trying this thing where I don't, overspend my book budget.
Yeah, I mean, especially during a pandemic when all money is kind of like, will I have enough?
Yeah.
Yeah. I lost my second job at the bookstore.
Oh no.
I know. I still get my discount though. So
at least.
I will keep that. Yeah. I mean, like it's worked out well because I've just been able to increase my hours at Starbucks because we're so busy.
Yeah.
So I mean, at least there's that. And so I immediately ordered that. I also ordered the Save the Cat book because I've heard really good things about it.
I ordered the novel one and I ordered the screenplay one. I haven't read them yet, but they are on my to read list for next month.
Yeah, I was gonna say, who knows? Maybe it'll turn you into a plotter.
Maybe. I don't know about that. I can't stick with like a plot. Like I tried. I really did. I was like, and then I was reading it and I was like, nope, I'm just gonna let them do whatever they want.
Yeah.
I'm like pretty much a plancer. I write down big things that I want to happen in the book, and then I'll like go off that. But usually I just let my characters do whatever they want.
Yeah, because like at the same time, like like some people would argue against it, but like if you have just like a plan, I find that sometimes it gets really like too structured, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it felt like I was, I don't know, it was like too rigid.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't like this. So I just like balled it up and then I was like, okay guys, just do whatever you want.
Yeah, just make sure we're hitting this point, and this point.
Yeah, exactly.
How you get there is kind of you do you.
Exactly. Like I know big things and like when I want them to happen, but for the most part, I don't know who's gonna say what or where they're gonna be or anything. I just know I know the ending and how we get there is up to my characters.
Yeah. I know people are always just like, oh no, like you're the one who's in control of them. But like at the same time, they also like if you put them in certain situations, like it just doesn't feel right.
Yeah.
In a way, like it is your character kind of telling you that this isn't working.
Yeah. I don't know. I just kind of let them like run amok. And whenever I do actually need to rein them in, I'm like, okay, we can't do that.
Yeah. I mean, like that's what drafting's for, right?
Yeah, exactly.
I find with Daisy, that's what I'm finding. Like getting that balance where like I need to figure her out as a character,
Mhm.
but also I need plot.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's I don't know. This is the first time I've ever done anything like this because I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, with the Crow, it was just kind of like
Can I just say, I miss Suzaku so much. I miss him so much. I mean, sometimes I'll just be like doing something and I'll be like, I miss him. Like, I want him in a book so bad that like I'm just like, I'll just randomly be doing something and I'll be like, I miss my little murdery crow boy. Like so much. Sometimes I'm like, it's unhealthy.
Thank you so much. I honestly I miss him too.
Yeah, like I fell in love with him. Like the first chapter, he was so freaking snarky, and I was just like, oh, I love him already.
Honestly, that's everyone's reaction. They're like, I love his attitude, and I'm just like, oh my goodness, me too.
Yeah, I just like I'll like randomly be, I don't know, reading something, and then I'll be like, oh, this reminds me of Suzaku, and I'm like, oh, now I'm sad because I can't actually like hold his book in my hand and just be like,
I know. Oh, Renata is back. Welcome back. You didn't miss too much. It was just kind of like us just ranting. You literally only missed one more sprint. We've been talking so much
about nothing.
Yes, and now Dee is just kind of like giving me praise for one of my characters, and
you deserve it. Like, he's so great. This is how I am with characters. I just get so attached, and then like I don't shut up about them, and I want him to like be in a book so I can just be like, you guys, and I swear to God, when your book gets published, I'm going to be your number one fangirl. Like,
oh my gosh, thank you.
So happy.
Yeah. Oh, it's really funny because my my best friend, she's like kind of been with me this whole time. So when she gets me like birthday presents and things like that, there's usually something that is related to like Orion or Suzaku. And so this one right here is she gave me a tiny crow.
Ah! Oh, I love it.
And then this was just a cool feather that I found on the ground, and I really like the color, so I just kind of stuck it in there too. But yes, she gave this to me for Christmas, I think.
That's awesome.
Yes. And then yeah, she gave me this notebook as well, and it's just like a bunch of constellations because Orion.
Orion, yeah.
I'm just gonna put you here for now because I don't want to attempt that again because I have all of my hanging butterflies in the way there. Oh.
I don't know, like I don't know, like the same feelings that I get for like Suzaku is the same feelings that I'm getting for this character that I'm writing. And I mean, if you want, you can beta read it, and
obviously,
like, you're gonna love him. I hope so. Anyway,
I'm so excited.
Yeah, he's very reluctant to like do social things, but his best friend and roommate is like, nah, we're doing this. So it's a very
I love that dynamic so much.
Yeah, like, and then I love them so much. So I'm very excited to like share it with you.
Yes. I'm so excited to read it.
Yeah, whenever I get to a stage where I can like share it.
Yeah. I have put Suzaku kind of like on, I don't know if I was telling you or if I was just telling a previous live stream, but I've kind of put his story on like the back burner for a little bit.
Yeah.
Because I just need to rework the second half of the plot. And then, yeah, I just need to fix it. And I'm thinking too much about Project Daisy right now.
Yeah.
I want to finish with draft 2 of Project Daisy and then let that sit and maybe I'll probably give it to you. I'll probably give it to one of my other friends.
Yeah, just send me everything. Just one of these days, I'm gonna like look in my email, and you're just gonna be like, okay, here's like 85 projects and outlines for 85 more, and I'm like, okay, great.
And you're like, I love this character and this one and this one.
Exactly. Like, especially like in Daisy, I don't remember their names like now.
Yeah.
Because I read the outline.
Yeah.
But the like Prince character,
Sebastian.
I loved him so much.
Yes.
I loved him. And I loved the like enemy dude. What was his name? The one she went to school with. And
James.
Yes, James. I like him too. So I'm super excited to read Daisy.
Yes, Sebastian currently right now for the second draft, he's gonna have like a more like prominent role.
Yeah.
So I'm really excited. I hope it still like it works, like the relationships and everything. Yeah. And thank you. My bookshelf is like my pride and joy right now. I've always wanted to have rainbow bookshelves.
Oh my God. I could not imagine putting rainbow bookshelves together. Like that just seems like so much time. And
honestly, it was not that much time at all.
Really?
But
it looks so hard. And I'm like the most impatient person in the entire world. So I'm just like, I look at these rainbow bookshelves, I'm like, that's so pretty, but like, no, thank you.
Okay, so what happened was I moved out of my mom's house into my house. So I had to unpack, like I had to pack my books up anyway. So when I unpacked them, I put them into piles according to color. And then, so I just had those on the floor. And then a couple days after, I would take the colors up and I'd put them in a like lightest to darkest shade. And then I just pop them in there.
That's a lot of work. Like my bookshelves are organized by like genre, what I've read and haven't read, and author, and that's it. Like short, to the point. Like I'm so impatient. I don't have patience for that.
You know what? When I come down there to visit you, that's what we can do one time.
You can reorganize my bookshelf, and I'll just be like, okay.
Yes. And my one friend, she hates it because she's like, you've broken up series, and I'm like,
yeah, and that's another. Oh my God,
pretty.
I'm like, but that series is over there, and that is over there, and it blows my mind. I'm just like, they're not together, and I just think, like, you know, all of Becky Albertalli should be together, and all of like. They should just all be together. And I like they're beautiful, but like it blows my mind.
Yes. Well, I mean, like if it makes you feel any better, my manga is arranged by alphabetical by series.
Well, that's good.
Yes. Alphabetical by series and kind of like in stacks when I have the larger numbers.
Yeah.
And Renata's also an introvert adopted by my extroverted friends who relate.
Yeah.
Honestly, that's usually what happens.
Yeah, that's usually how it happens. Yeah.
Yeah. Although like my best friend and I are both like pretty introverted. But I'm at work, I'm an extrovert because I'm in a very extroverted job.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then people are always just like, oh, like they're actually like really shocked when they find out that I'm like pretty introverted and I really like being by myself. And I'm just like, oh, bud, this is my customer service personality right now.
Yeah, exactly. Like I have my customer service personality and then my like who I really am, which is not that person at all. Form.
The worst is my customer service voice. Because just like when I'm taking orders on like the headset or something like that, my voice was up like a couple octaves.
Yeah.
And it's just like people are like my coworkers there too are just like, hold on, I'm just gonna answer the drive-thru like you. And I'm just like, what? And they're just like, and then they do it. And I'm just like,
it's so funny. Whenever I page overhead at work, I just like sometimes I'll like just focus in on my voice and I'm like, God, I hate that.
Yes. And like that's one of the biggest things like keeping me from doing actual like videos and like vlogs and stuff. 'Cause I'm just like, I just don't want to hear my customer service voice. Not that I think it would come out, but still, I don't want it. I don't want to hear it again.
You should.
I'm going to think really hard about it.
Okay.
Renata has a friend, you always show parts of our project, and she always forces me to finish them. Yes.
I think that's good. You know, having friends that keep you accountable.
Yeah. Yeah, like honestly, that's what these live streams started as too, was like, okay, I'm not making time for my writing. This is something that I do want to do. Like I want to eventually make money from this.
Yeah.
But I need to be able to hold myself accountable.
Yeah.
So then I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna live stream. I'm gonna schedule a live stream and I'm gonna do it. So like my first two, like I didn't have anyone join me. And then my third, I had Kaylin Rivers join me, who is another one of my beta readers, and also she beta read for me. She beta read for me and I beta read for her, and hers is published as well now. And so she joined me for that third one, and I'm just like, oh, this is weird. I've been like just by myself this whole time. But they have been like really good at like keeping me on a schedule. Am I late to a lot of these? Yes. Well, to a lot of like the 7 o'clock ones, I will be late too.
Yeah.
I show up.
I mean, you're the host. It's kind of your show. You just show up when you can.
Exactly. Renata has only one shelf of books. Ooh, whereabouts do you live?
Yeah,
I'm curious.
I mean, books are expensive, but
yeah, and I organize them by size. That is so fun.
Yeah, I also don't have patience for that. You are a better person than I am, Renata.
Yep. That'd be really interesting because like some, how some of the books are like they're like the tiny books. Yeah. So
frustrating me so much.
And then you'd whip out the ruler because you'd just be like, okay, this one is 1 millimeter smaller than this one. So that would take a lot of patience if there's a bunch that are like the same size.
Yeah. And then like if they're the same size, how do you organize them then? Like, do you just like throw them on the shelf, or do you just like organize by author, by color? I have so many questions.
Yeah, there's so many questions. Like there's so many different things you could do. Lives also helping me to write and make time for it. So thank you for always going live. My pleasure. Like honestly, it's good for everyone.
Yeah.
There's no bad things about this. And like honestly, if I did want to, I could just like unlist it afterwards, because I know some author tubers do that, where like they go live and they have a playlist for their lives, but the lives themselves are unlisted. And I'm just like, sure, you do you, but right now my channel is entirely live streams, so we're just going to keep those up.
I think it's great. I've been watching them like in the background of like while I'm cleaning and stuff. And, they're good. I like them.
Yeah,
I like lives because they're kind of like my podcast. I'll like put a live on of somebody that I watch and just like listen to it while I'm like doing other things.
Yeah. Oh, Brazil. Oh, so are we kind of in the same time zone technically then?
No idea. I have no idea how time zones work. I had to ask you when we were going on. So
there's on like the iPhone, there's the option to like add different clocks in. So I have a couple different clocks in. Like I have for like Tokyo, because I still have friends that live in Japan. Because Japan's all in one time zone, I think. Okinawa at the very tip possibly is in a different one, but I think the entire country is in one time zone. And then like I have ones in like friends that are in like Germany, and so I just have to try and keep track.
Yeah, like you're like, is 7 good? And I was like, okay, so I know she's like in a different time zone. What is that? And my brain was just like, does not compute, because I just like, time zones take me a little bit to figure out. And just like, frick it, I'm just gonna ask her like when it is.
You tell me what this is in my time and I'll be there. Yep, I got you. That's what I'm here for. Yeah, the editorial market kind of sucks. Yeah, I could see that. I always buy secondhand or in conventions. I mean, honestly, secondhand is really fun.
Yeah, secondhand, that's how I get most of my books. I go to used bookstores. I use thrift books a lot. So that's where I get a lot of my books, is just secondhand.
Yeah. At conventions is really fun too, because you get like the more like indie publishing. Yeah.
I want to go to a convention so bad. I've never been to one, and I've
been to one.
What?
How have you never been to one?
You know.
Okay, no, I honestly, my friend and I. So like Toronto has Anime North, which is like a really big like animation convention. You know what? When you come to Canada, you have to come. So it's at the end of May. The last weekend in May.
Yeah.
No, second last weekend. It's because we have a holiday weekend in May, so it's the weekend after the holiday weekend, and it's it is unlike any other like convention that I've ever been to. It's just like everyone is just so happy.
Yeah,
so nerdy and happy.
I've been wanting to go to like so many places, and of course I want, like, as quarantine is happening, I'm just like, I want to do so many things.
Yeah.
And I can't do any of the things. And I've been wanting to go to a book convention for like ever. And I was recently watching a bunch of vlogs from like past book conventions, like of like bigger booktubers.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, I want to go to these so bad. And they just look so fun. And like all of the authors seem so nice. And I want to go.
Yeah. I've met a lot of authors at Fan Expo, which is more like the more mainstream, like comic books and graphic novels and things like that. There's a lot of authors that will set up their booths in like the craft section there.
Yeah.
Which is really cool. It's a very different vibe than Anime North. But that's where like you would go if you're an author.
Yeah.
Not quite for Anime North. Because the crowd is a little bit different. But yeah, you should definitely come to Canada at that time. Because like the weather too, really good around then.
Yeah, I've been wanting to like go to Canada for a very long time, and I've been wanting to visit Toronto. I watch a lot of YouTube, so I watch a lot of vlogs, and people go to Toronto like a lot. And I'm just sitting there watching. I'm like, Toronto's so beautiful. Like
it's really cool.
Yeah, like so now I have this like deep desire to just like go to Canada.
Yes, and then bonus, see me.
Yeah, and bonus, no, just go to see Jordan. Bonus, see Toronto.
Yeah. So same size. I keep the series together. I try to figure out the smaller ones by millimeters. Oh, that. I love how tedious that is.
That's
but in the best way possible.
That's very tedious. Like I said, you're a better person than me. I would get so frustrated. I just be like, fine, just whatever, and just put the book.
You're all gonna live here.
Exactly. Like I don't even care anymore.
Yeah. And so you are an hour ahead of me. Oh, so you must live on the eastern, like the more east side then, I'm guessing?
Yeah, I don't know.
It's just like world. Brazil. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's okay, wait. So what's 2151? So it's
9:51.
okay, 9:51. So it's like 3 hours later for me.
Yeah, and then I'm 2 hours later than you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, we got that. We did that.
Yeah, we did that. I have to ask you. I can't do that on my own. Yeah. I will sit here for literally ever and be like, okay, so 24 or 00 is midnight and blah, 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 blah. And it would just be like a whole thing.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
It'd be like that meme with all the like math equations like going around my head. Like,
yes.
Time zones are they're hard.
That could be, I think that is like, some people have turned that into like a like on their YouTube channels, like having the equations all like going on the screen. You need to find that and you need to have that. And just like anytime you think of time zones, just like insert that on top.
I'll just be like, I'm gonna I was trying to figure out something the other day that had to do with time zones, and I was just like, you know what? I give up. I couldn't figure it out and I know I can look it up, but like I feel like that's giving up. It really is.
So you'd rather just give up and not know than to like give up and
No, it's just I get so frustrated with myself for not like figuring it out by myself that I'm just like, oh, whatever.
Yeah. It's like it's kind of not super like exactly the same, but like at work I will literally ask people what day it is, like in terms of, because we have to like write the dates on things, usually like 5 days or 7 days from now.
Yeah.
And I'll just be like, what day is it? And they'll be like, oh, Wednesday. And I'm like, but what day is it? And then yesterday, I think I asked like 3 times what day it was. And they were like, every time I'm like, oh, it's the 18th. And then I had someone else ask me what day it was. And I'm just like,
you're just like,
and then
I have stuff coming like tomorrow. And it said the 20th, and I'm like, the 20th? That's so far away. I don't want it on the 20th, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, oh, wait, what day is it? And this was like yesterday. So I was like, oh, yeah, it's like the 18th. It's fine.
It's totally fine. So the biggest book convention is when you're in my state, Sao Paulo. I'm pretty sure I said that right, Sao Paulo. And the other year in another state, Rio de Janeiro. This year it would have been here, but it was canceled. I can only go in 2022. But on the plus side, that means you have 2 years to save up.
Yes, and you can buy so many books.
You can buy so many books. And yeah, it's a big country. Like I know. A lot of maps that we've grown up with are really skewed. Like they of course, like North America has to be in the center, but then like I know like a lot of the American ones, like America has to look that little bit bigger, and then Canada is just like massive.
Yeah, Canada just like takes over like everything, and then the U.S. is like dead center because we like to be in the center of everything. So Yeah,
but it's really cool because like maps in Japan, they have Japan in the center, so Japan's in the center of the map. Yeah, it's.
I mean, it makes sense, but like that's something I've never thought about before.
Yeah, it's really cool. I remember seeing this one TikTok where this lady was like actually showing like what the map should look like, and it's like Greenland is huge.
Is it?
I think I can't remember. It was either huge or it was small, and then like Africa was massive. Like so
I'm
much
sure.
bigger.
Yeah, I'm sure Africa is like way bigger than like we like think it is.
Oh yes,
like, there's a lot. Like
and there's like how many countries in there?
Yeah, like sometimes like for some whatever reason, like for school or whatever, I would look at a map of Africa and I'm like, there's so many countries. Like way more than I thought there was. And I was like, wow, this place, like, and that's like the first time that I was just like, Africa's like really big. And So yeah, like it just sometimes I get stuck in this like now I like want to know things. So now I'm just like now that you told me that like in Japan their country is in the middle of the map, I'm like now I need to look at all the maps from around the world and like see if this is like true everywhere.
Yeah, it's really, really interesting.
Yeah,
that's
and
I know
I never thought about before, and now that I know it, I'm like, yeah, like that makes sense, but also like
it doesn't make sense. Yeah. Well, and then like in a lot of maps, New Zealand gets forgotten. Like that's the thing. Yeah. So in a lot of maps, they just don't put New Zealand.
I never thought about that too. That's very true.
Yeah, I can't remember.
Time I even thought like New Zealand and Australia were like the same country.
Oh yeah, same.
Most like definitely. I was like, I like didn't know that they were like different until like late high school, and because I've never seen like New Zealand on a map. So whenever somebody was like, "Oh yeah, New Zealand," I'm like, "Oh, so Australia."
Yeah,
and I didn't know until like Lord of the Rings, Hobbit-ish.
Yes.
Like they were two different countries.
Yes, and they were very different countries.
Yeah, and I was like, whoa, mind blown.
Yeah. Oh yeah, no, like some of the things that I just like remember thinking when I was like in high school and even in like university or even honestly like last year, I'm just like, wow, I was so dumb.
I know. I'm like, public school is so stupid.
Like, yes.
I learned stuff like new stuff all the time that people are like, oh, I learned this in like elementary school. I'm like, wait, I just learned this just now. Like, why did they never tell me this in elementary school? Like, sometimes I feel so dumb and I'm just like, I know I'm not dumb. Like, I'm not. But like, sometimes I feel really dumb because like there's these people who are like, oh yeah, I learned this in elementary school. And I'm like, wait, what?
What'd you do? Yeah. And yeah. And like, of course, like now with, you know, the like hopeful like shift in like the publication industry and like the Black Lives Matter movement is like gaining more traction again. Because I think it was back in 2013 when that started, I think. Yeah. And then just kind of like learning and unlearning things that you didn't know.
Yeah. Like one of my favorite things to learn about is like random facts about historical people. So I love history. I was a history major.
Me too.
Oh, cool. And so like I love learning like weird random facts that we didn't get taught in like school. Like I love learning about like I don't know, like there's this whole channel on YouTube that used to talk about like different historical figures and like these secret societies that they were into and that kind of thing. And I love stuff like that. And it also, I'm like, why didn't they teach us this in school? This is so much cooler than everything they taught us in school.
Yes. Like it's just, they have like old outdated textbooks and it's just so boring. Like I'd rather, I mean, like obviously like people aren't super that interested in history, especially when you're like a teenager. But I had a history teacher who, because grade 10 is when you have to take Canadian history and you have to take it, like it's mandatory.
Yeah.
And my history teacher was amazing.
I think that's when I fell in love with history too, was like 10th-ish grade. I just had a teacher who was like, you know what? Yeah, they want me to teach you like this way, but no, I'm going to teach you about like this stuff too. Like he taught us like things that like I hadn't even heard before. Like he taught us a little bit about like LGBT history. And I just like, that's when I was like, oh, history is interesting. So I was like very excited about, like, he didn't go like too in depth to where, you know, like parents are, you know, gonna be like that. But like, he was like, so this is Marsha P. Johnson and they started the LGBT movement. Moving on. And I was like, wait,
back it up.
I want to hear more about that.
Okay,
So
I didn't learn about Marsha P. Johnson until that movie was scheduled to come out. What was it? The what's it called? It was the movie about the riots, like the start of the riots.
Stonewall?
That's it. It's just like, rock.
They're called the Stonewall riots.
Yeah, I know they're called the Stonewall riots, but my brain was like rock. But yeah, no,
like he like kind of grazed over it, but like at the same time, like that's what made me interested in history was that just that little snippet. And I was just like, wait, who is that? And so I like went and looked it up and I was like, oh, like history is like really like awesome. So yeah, so that's when I got into history, and it was all my 10th grade history teacher, who I can't remember the name of.
Mine was Mr. Morrison. He was great. He was also the football coach. And he had us make a family tree. So we started off with like one like a character. We basically had to make up a character. Yeah. And the first project was we had to write a diary of them immigrating to Canada. And but then as we move farther in history, we had to continue the family tree. And like World War I, we had to make up a game. Like we had to make up a board game in group projects.
That's really cool.
I know. And then World War II, we had to, in a different group, make a I can't remember what the 20s was. The 20s were something. The 30s, we had to make newspapers, which was not my favorite project because my group was terrible. Yeah. World War II was we had to like make something. Yeah. So we actually wound up making a like a swastika with that was like almost like a jewelry box in a way, and each of us took like one of the like the two arms. So we each did something that was about like. I don't know. I can't remember what it was, but I remember the one guy who he was in shop class, so he made this like swastika that could like. He's like, no. The day he brought like the finished product, and he's like, I had to bring this on the city bus. Do you have any idea how awkward this was to bring it in? And we're just like, oh God, I'm so sorry. But yeah, no, it was really fun to do. Slightly behind on your comments, Renata, but our maps are normal. I think Brazil on the left, Africa in the middle, and I was like how they fit together like a puzzle piece.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, and your maps will be the same as ours because, well, if you think about it, like North and South America, they are in like
they're like
they're the same. Yeah. They're the same. So yeah, they're I could see how our maps would be like basically the exact same.
Yeah.
And then also a history nerd.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes, history teachers are always the best. History teacher in 6th grade made up games for us to play in class and learn. Yes.
That's cool. Yeah.
I remember I think it was in grade 7, our history teacher, we did like a Jeopardy. And I just remember because we'd cover like the potato famine of Ireland, which is because the whole reason why was the potato famine in Ireland was the reason why a lot of Irish people moved to Canada.
Yeah.
Because they famine and then not famine.
Yeah.
But also racism.
Yeah.
But it was really I just remember that was one of the answers, and we did the Jeopardy game because it was a review for like the end of the year test. And we went through the Jeopardy game I think 3 times in one class because we were just so good at it.
Yeah.
And the teacher was just like kind of like, I didn't have anything else planned, so we're just gonna play this again.
And That's the same thing when we play Jeopardy too. Like we would play it for reviews, and they were like, "Okay, I don't have anything else planned, so just
We're just gonna do it again."
like just do it again."
Yeah, because what at one point we had memorized the start of like the question, and you remember this one guy getting it and just screaming up potato famine. And that's why I remember that now. All right, so we've been doing this for like 2 hours now.
Yeah.
How about we do one more sprint and then we'll finish. All right. Let's do another kind of short-ish one.
Yep.
Kind of finish it off because I'm tired.
Yeah. I'm hungry. So.
Honestly, I'm really getting really hungry too, but it's like almost 9:15, and I'm like,
yeah, I mean it's still dinner time here, so
I know it's dinner time for you, so you go ahead and you eat. Let's do another. I don't know. How do you feel about like a 1331?
Sure.
Okay. Yeah, it's short and sweet, and
yep.
Let's get all of the words right now.
Yeah, I'll probably stop in the middle of a sentence again.
Yep. All right. So good luck, guys.
All right.
Okay. I was very productive.
I was too. I finished my chapter. I killed somebody, and I'm very sad about it, but it's fine.
You're gonna go have dinner and you're gonna cry, but it's gonna be fine. That was.
I'm gonna cry while having dinner.
It's just gonna like lightly season everything. It's gonna be totally fine.
Yeah, exactly. Just season everything with my salty tears. I'm just gonna be eating just.
Hold on. This. How did I get so many words? I got the most out of any sprint we've had so far. I got 358.
In that 13 minutes.
13-minute sprint, yeah. But I'm at a point where because I've outlined it, so I kind of know what I'm doing. But yeah, I'm at a point where I am kind of a little bit like excited about it. Yeah, so some of it is just like me being like, use the banter from like this chapter in here, and I just have to like copy that from the plot dump into my outline, and then when it comes to like outline to drafting, I'm gonna have to like bring up the other chapter and be like, what was I talking about before?
Yeah.
But hey, it'll be fine.
Hopefully the rest of the blowback kind of writes itself, because it's just like battles from now on until the end.
Oh, how do you feel about writing battles? Because I know like your battle scenes are pretty.
They're the hardest.
So you said they're
hardest? Very hard for me, because I'm just like, they're the hardest, because I love writing like fluffy stuff so much that when I have to write battles, I'm just like, oh, wait, how do I write fight scenes again? And just they're hard, because like I love the feelings so much that like when it comes to like actual like action scenes, harder for me.
Yeah. Oh, I would imagine. Renata got 224. Nice.
Awesome.
Yeah. Are you still writing short stories, or am I thinking about someone else? I don't know. My afternoon sprints, like if I do a sprint at like 2 p.m. my time, I get like a lot more people in, and then the more people that are here, I'm just like, who? Someone said something last stream and now I can't remember who it was. That's actually part of like what's in here is like I'm trying to keep track of people.
Oh,
and like yeah, because I mean like my your book sounds so interesting. It is.
Thank you.
Yes, I think you have. Do you have part of it for free on Wattpad right now too, or?
Actually, the whole thing is for free on Wattpad. So if you, Renata, if you have Wattpad, you can go ahead and read it on there. Also, I have it on my website to download. It's cheaper than getting it on the Kindle or anything like that. It's $2 if you go to my website. I believe it's open internationally. If you have any problems with it, shoot me an email and I will get everything squared away for you.
Mm-hmm. Yes, you need to read it. Yes. But yeah, no, I find my channel is small enough right now that I have the ability to keep track of people.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I'm attempting to do right now. Oh, yes. Oh, good. You are the one who does the short stories. And I missed Camp Nano because of school. Yep, that's the thing. So I'm finishing easy projects to create a writing routine. Honestly, yes, trying to create a routine is.
Yeah, that's really smart to do.
Yeah.
smaller projects to get like kind of back into the groove of things. That's smart.
Yeah.
Good idea.
Yeah,
Probably,
I remember. Yeah. What's that?
I said I should probably try doing that.
Yeah. I wrote a lot in like high school and stuff, and then in university I wrote a little bit less, and then or like less into non-existent.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
but I started doing actually started writing fan fiction, but like one shots. And then I just did kind of like a series of one shots to help me like get back into like actually like loving writing again. I think
Yeah.
it was around like 2014 or 15. And yeah, it was very, very helpful.
Yeah, I used to write a lot of short stories and poems in high school, and that's like what got me into writing. And I never wrote fan fiction, but I used to devour fan fiction like crazy in high
Yeah.
school.
Yeah. Well, I remember like sitting there and just like trying to like write. I was actually trying to rewrite a project that I had done back in started back in high school. And it wasn't Twilight fan fiction, but it was a spin-off of a concept from Twilight. Because who doesn't have those? And but I was getting really frustrated with it because I got all the way up to like I basically rewritten the whole thing and I got up to like 60,000 words. And then I would just kind of like, I had a couple days left in October and I was like, I can't continue this.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then I was just like, you know what? I really want to write fan fiction. And I don't know why I wanted to do that. But then I was like, I'm just gonna write something. And it was literally like 300 words long. And I just threw it up on my archive of our own page. And yeah, and then I just kind of continued. And then, oh yeah.
In high school, my short stories were very centered around our R.L. Stine-esque type things. And so I was very like into R.L. Stine when I was in elementary, middle school. So I was just like writing all these like kind of dark things. Like makes sense because that was like the height of my like depression. So I just like that was where I started writing. Like I went from writing these like dark things where these like women were getting stalked by their boyfriends, and now I'm just like, I just want all the fluff. So,
yes, I want established relationship, domestic fluff.
Yes, that is what I want, and I want now.
Yes. And Renata's going to search for it later.
Thanks.
Excellent. We'll get you some free books. Well, it is about 9:34 p.m. my time.
All right.
So yeah, I think I'm going to call it a night because my brain is just like, I can't really word anymore.
Yeah, I understand that. Now that I'm done with this chapter, I'm like, all right, I'm done.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Yeah. There's one more comment from Renata that has yet to show up. But it's I'm writing some one shots as well. I always get embarrassed because people always think I'm a crazy fangirl or writing the new 50 Shades. Don't you even worry about it.
Yeah.
Honestly. Like look how successful 50 Shades of Grey was.
Yeah, that's true. Like that started as fan fiction basically.
That was yeah. Now her latest book, not good. Very not good. Very
reading all of her stuff. So.
Yeah. It was not good. I even like I just read the back of it and I'm just like, this is problematic.
Yeah, like, yeah, I won't lie and say that like I didn't enjoy 50 Shades when I read it when I was in college. But like now, whenever I like read the back of it or whatever, I'm just like, that was problematic. Maybe not do that.
I think everyone just kind of got sucked in so
Yeah.
hard, so
Mhm.
fast,
Mhm.
and without any time to really like comprehend anything, and they just
Yeah.
kind of like devoured it. Well, and they were like it released like kind of like one right after another too, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Mhm.
So, because yeah, I think she had finished it as fan fiction and then just kind of changed the names.
Yeah. Yeah. And
Uh,
yeah, and I think that's why it became so popular because like you didn't really have to wait for the next one to come out.
exactly, yeah.
So it like became super popular.
Yeah, we all like some problematic things.
True.
Yes. Oh, yeah. I try really hard to be more conscious of
Mhm.
what I'm consuming now.
Mhm.
So yeah, it's obviously like takes more time, but at the end
Mhm.
of the day, like it's also worth it.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. Like I yeah, like trying to be more conscious of what I'm reading too, because like I just don't think we need any more of these like problematic books and
Yeah,
like showing those kinds of relationships to like teenagers and stuff like that.
exactly. Yeah, because it's very niche, but it also
Yeah.
like yeah, it should not. It's not normal for a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
It's normal for
Mm-hmm.
some people, and you go right ahead. But
Yeah.
yeah, that shouldn't. I think that was one of the weirdest things. Not the weirdest things, but the most problematic for me was that it was like her first experience, and then
Mm-hmm.
that was her only experience.
Yeah. Like, yeah.
So yeah, for me that was kind of like, eh.
Yeah. Yeah. And it just, it didn't paint a good light on that community.
Yeah,
So,
I know.
and yeah, so it just, yeah,
Yeah,
it's problematic. And like, I don't shame anybody for what they read. You read whatever you want, like, good on you. But just for me, and now, I wouldn't pick those books up again.
yeah. I remember even just like when I would be like shelving in that area or something, I just kind of be like, because I've never really read them aside from like
Yeah.
the first like, couple chapters, and
Mhm.
but no, I would just pick one up and then I would just like flip to a random page and be like, oh, this isn't actually really that good either.
No, it's not. It's not great. Like, not even just like the plot wise, just
Mhm.
overall.
Yeah. Oh, okay, I think we're caught up on that. Excellent. So, Renata, thank you so much for joining
Thank you.
us. And yeah, we are definitely going to have to do this again.
Yeah,
It's
just
a lot of fun.
yeah, just tell me when. You'll have to tell me time zone things again.
I
But
will set it up and I'll just be like, it's this time in your time zone.
all right, great.
Yeah. Awesome. And yeah, all of our links and stuff like that to your new YouTube. Can't talk anymore. Your new YouTube channel is down in the description. Same with a link to my Instagram account, and then all of your links are on your about page in your YouTube channel. For anyone who is wondering. All right. Well, have a lovely night, Renata. Okay. Bye.